Hello, everybody. Everybody, hello. Welcome to another edition of the Saturday Show. I am back after an impromptu hiatus. I don't think I did a show last week. I don't think I did. Um, I'm trying to make sure that I can hear myself on YouTube because I'm solo today, so um I don't know why this won't do what I wanted to do. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so if you can hear me, let me know by going into the comment section. Um, okay, okay, so I can hear myself on YouTube. So you see the topic. We're going to get started here in just a moment. But as first as always, subscribe. Hit that, destroy that, obliterate that subscribe button. Subscribing helps me to get to my initial goal of 500. I am 91 away. So please hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is free of charge, doesn't cost you a thing to do. So please hit that subscribe button. Remember to support me on Patreon. Patreon support starts at $2 per month. That Patreon support is vital because it allows me to buy better equipment, um, and eventually get my StreamYard back where that little duck that's in the corner disappears. It gets on my nerves. But you also get like surveys and exclusive shows and all of those things. Remember also to donate to my GoFundMe campaign. I am still trying to raise $2,500 for some personal issues that I have. I don't want to get too much into those. I may do a show about it once coming up, but I today is not going to be that day. So please support my GoFundMe campaign. And lastly, remember that the after party is coming back next month. That will be once a month on Thursdays after the Tracy show. And remember, the Tracy show in May is moving to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be around 9 o'clock. We'll talk about maybe an hour, maybe less than that. But you, of course, have to be signed up to it because I'm not going to put the Zoom link in the comment section. So you got to sign up for it. All we ask is your name, your email address, and we just email you the link and you get it from there. So I hope everybody is doing well. I'm actually cheating because I'm eating some Skittles. So just gotta have these real quick. And then I'll go to today's topic. So sorry everybody. But I want to talk about, and I've talked about this topic before, um, but I want to visit it again. One, because I couldn't think about what is it that I want to talk about today. And I thought, oh, why not visit a past topic? I want to talk about cooking competition shows, and I'm gonna probably refer to the majority of them. I don't know when it was that I became so obsessed with cooking shows. Um, if you all don't know, um, my mother was a chef. Um, so I didn't do a lot of cooking. I would just let her do it, and she would just do all the cooking, prepare the food, and I would take it, put it in a container, and then microwave it. So I wasn't doing a lot of cooking myself. So I watch cooking shows, one, because I like competition. There's something about competition that I really like. And I'm like, oh, they're really doing things. But I do kind of got some things about them. And you'll say, well, you talked about that in the last show. But that was so many months ago. Um, And I don't remember quite what I said, so just kind of work with me on this episode. Um, I think the number one thing that surprised me is there's so many of them, right? There's Guys Grocery Games, Alex versus America, Worst Cooks in America, um, um, the one with Gordon Ramsay where he yells at everybody. Um, there's baking competition shows. There's competition shows with. There are so many of them. So how do you know which ones that you watch or want to watch, or do you not like watching any of them? Because let's keep it a buck. Some of the ingredients that they're using, you can't find those at the regular grocery store. Like, who's out here buying truffles? Yeah, I'm gonna go to the store and buy some. You can, look, it's only two stores that I basically shop at: Kroger and Walmart. Those are the two I can just kind of hit. Maybe Meyer if I want some like specialty cheese, but that's rare. Who's got money? Who's got money for truffles? They sound expensive. And second, is this a common thing? So they're always using these ingredients that you can't find anywhere. Like you had to go some store or order them online, or it's like, or they're so exotic. Of course, they're super expensive. Like, where are you getting these things from? First complaint. Second complaint is they never actually, and I think this may be good and bad. They never try to mess with the classics, which I think is good, right? So classic meals, like things like fried chicken, um, macaroni and cheese, chicken noodle soup, um, Coney dogs. Still eating these Skittles. I'm sorry. Cakes, cookies. They just like those basic things that we all eat. They're not out here trying to mess with us, which I think is good because sometimes some people, some of those chefs, like they take stuff and say, nobody asked you to put cheese on top of on chicken. Those two things don't go together, right? You don't eat a chicken. I don't eat a chicken sandwich and put cheese on it. That's just not something I'm gonna do. My next complaint is, boy, these Skittles will not go away. I'm trying to wait for it to disintegrate, and it's not disintegrating. Um, Sometimes the judges are too petty. Like, do you have to be that petty? It's like, well, if I were making it, well, you're not in a competition, judge. And it's not bright. Or it doesn't have enough salt. Okay, what is too much salt? And then, or another time they'll say, it's got too much salt. It's like they can't make up their minds. Either something has too much salt or something does not have enough salt. It's like, let's just pick a lane. Let's stay in that lane. Um, let's keep, consistent. Um, Again, the judges are way too petty. And they're always from like, I've cooked around the world and I went to, I guess there's like these chef schools or academies. There's the Culinary Institute of America. That's the only one whose name I know. But studying in France is always like a good thing. And if you study in France, I'm trying to think what the name of that cooking school is. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah. Okay, so French cooking, the French cooking academy is called what? Um, this called something, but I know the CIA. That one I do know, the Culinary Institute of America. Wait a minute. Okay. I know it's I'm gonna get this Cooking Institute of France. Also, they got Cordon Bleu, Escofrari. I can't pronounce that. Institut Culinaire de Français, uh, École du Ciel. You would think I took all the French I took in high school, but it's not helping me now. Boy, they got a whole lot of them. But like I said, I know the CIA. So apparently, going to these cooking schools is like that's a big deal. And so they're always like, I studied in France and I studied like nobody ever says they studied in like Ireland or Japan or England or Argentina. It's always either they went to the CIA or they studied somewhere in France, never anywhere in between. And it's like these judges are like, I have a restaurant and I charge $90 for a biscuit. Or and they have fancy names for stuff. That's the other thing that annoys me. So they got fancy names for stuff, but the stuff they're cooking looks like plain to me. And it's like a this is a beef bouillaise. Okay, so that's spaghetti and meatballs. We doing this today? It's like it looked like the way they're describing it, and you're looking at it like, wait a minute. I wish I could show clips because YouTube does not like me showing clips, but the judges just always irritate me. They're too petty. They always talk about what school they went to, want to talk about their latest cookbook or I talk about you could have used some herb that I never heard of, and it only comes from one place deep in the woods of Japan, Tokyo, Japan, and you can't find it, but what you do is a really good. It's like, shut up. Just eat the food. Do you like the food or do you not? And they always complain about plating. Now, I get plating, right? Like I get like you want it to look nice. But essentially, who cares what the food looks like on the plate? I mean, you're gonna eat it, right? So you're gonna, I mean, unless it looks like fecal matter or throw up, okay, I won't eat that if that's what it looks like. But like the plate you used, it wasn't good. Okay, but what does the food taste like, right? What does the actual food taste like? You're complaining about the plating, but what does the food in the plate taste like, right? You're just complaining. Like, what are you talking about? That's another thing. They always like I said, they always complain about the salt. Um, they always talk about it doesn't have enough acid. Now, what I figured out by watching some of these shows is when they're talking about acid, right? Something that has a lot of acid is like tomato sauce. Tomato sauce has a lot of acid, right? Lasagna has acid in it because it's got tomatoes. Tomatoes have an acidy taste. Um, Now when they say bright, like something is bright, they usually mean something with like some type of citrus. Normally lemon, sometimes oranges is either lemon, oranges, or limes, one of those three. But when they say it's acidy, they're normally talking about something with tomato base or because they're serving like something they'll say it's not enough acid. You got too many big fatty foods. That's a bad thing. Like that, this is why I suffer from big back disease because I'm like that's bad, but that's what they're talking about. They're talking about something that's got a lot of like you gotta like when I make spaghetti, yeah, because now I cook my own food. I will always put tomato paste in it. Because for me, tomato sauce by itself is too much acid and my stomach gets upset. So for me, tomato paste kind of cuts it down to where I can like, oh, I can eat this and not have to have reflux all day long. So that's what they're talking about. Then they'll talk about like, well, and they'll let me go back to this. Okay, I'm going to move away from the judges to move back to judges. So there's always three rounds, right? You got the first round, like Chopped. Okay, Chopped is a good example of this. Chopped is a show, a cooking competition show, and they'll start off with four chefs, and they will come up with some of the most outrageous ingredients ever. They'll be like, okay, you're gonna cook with like and they'll pick themes, right? So they'll pick a theme like pork. And I'm thinking, oh, well, pork chops, pork loin, bacon, something like that. No, maybe chitterlings. Okay, that's a stretch. But no, they'll pick something like pig snout. You know, like, what? Pig snout? Like one ingredient be pig snout, one will be like um processed peas, another ingredient will be pineapples, and then some type of other protein, like maybe a fish, and they're supposed to take it and make like an appetizer, and then they'll move on to that's the first round. Then the second round is like the entree, right? That's when you get more time. And then the third round is like the dessert. So they're eliminating people after each round, right? And they get down to the final two. Always some type of crazy ingredient in the box, doesn't matter what it could be. I mean, I think I remember watching one where they had like uh bloody sausage. And I'm like, who in the world, who is out here buying bloody sausage? Like, are you serious? Like, you're doing this? Like, you're sitting here saying, hey, I know what I want, bloody sausage. Because that'll be something. Like what? Um, but it's always three rounds that works the same way with, except for Beat Bobby Flay. That's the only one that's two rounds. So his show works like this. His show is another one that agitates me because he never loses. I'm like, why are we sitting here doing this? But his show is he'll give the two chefs something to cook, whatever secret ingredient he picks, and that's supposed to be the feature of the dish. Bread, some type of papaya, whatever it is he picks. Then the judges will pick who goes against him. Then that person that wins picks a dish which is their specialty, right? It's their specialty, and somehow Bobby Blade Flay beats them. And they always take like these unnecessary risks. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna pick right now to do. No, remember why that's your specialty and do that. Like you always like, oh, we gonna do. You gonna pick now? You gonna pick now to do this? Like you waited right good till you got on a show and you said, "Yep, that's what I want to do. That's exactly what I want to do." Um, and guys, if you're watching this, come in to say hello. I appreciate it. Um, I was about to say something and then I lost my train of thought. Um, I just had it because I wanted to look up on my phone. Um, that's Bobby Flay. And then of course, I watched a bunch of them, but like I said, um, that one. And the judges on that show are super petty because it's supposed to be a blind test tape. Yeah, right. And they're like, the winner is Bobby Flay. No, no, really? Like, what? They're gonna mix it up? Like, what you doing? I'm trying to get back to my own. Um, I'm trying to get back to my own. Um, um. I am trying to get back to my own page here and I lost it. Sorry, guys. Sorry, 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 sorry. Trying to get back to this. Uh, trying to get back to this real quick so I can get back to this. Yeah, so I talked about the judges. Some of the dishes they make, they go way too simple. I mean, too like extra on the description. You know, like you just talking about corn dogs and French fries. It ain't that deep, right? It's just not that deep. Uh, oh boy, I just had another one I was going to talk about. I don't like any of the kids or the children's food competition because them kids are they just be too grown for me, right? I'm like, nah. Like let a kid be let a child be a child. Stay in a child's place. I don't like how smart alecky they are. Oh, I just don't. Um, and everybody's like, oh, they're so talented. Like, no, they're a spoiled little. Nah. Um, oh my goodness. I do like the baking ones. Of course, I always think, well, I can try that. I never try anything that they suggest. Never. I never sit there and think, gee, I'm gonna try this. Or I think, gee, I'm gonna try this. I never do. I never think, gee, let me buy some truffle oil or truffle butter or truffle something and put it in pasta. No, my budget, it don't quite work that way. But I mean, it's nice to see them sweating in the kitchen. And it's like, well, um, and I talked about plating. Another thing that agitates me besides the judging is like the chef that does, like I said, some of these chefs they get over the ones that get eliminated, they're always the same, either two ones. Sometimes they'll show the person that got eliminated. It's like, no, I shouldn't have gotten eliminated. That was the best dish I had. And they're just jealous. That's rare. Most of the time you get this one. I'm a winner today. No, you're not. You lost. You're not a winner. There's only going to be one winner, and it's not you. So don't know what you're talking about, but it's not you. Um, and not you, but I'm proud of the dish I made. Really? You're proud that you lost? Don't quite understand that theory, but okay, I guess. Um, I know there's some other things about food competition shows that I don't like. The ingredients are weird. Um, you know what I don't like? They never have regular. There was one show on Food Network they had where like regular people tasted the stuff. That I want to see more of that because these chefs, like I said, they're petty. Like get some me's in there, right? Get some people that are like actually trying to cook on a budget or something. You know, they don't. They're petty. Is shut up and get some regular folk in there. Give us a chance. Give the regular folk a chance to be judges. I don't know what that show. What's that show called? Out Chef? Let's see. What was that show called? Yeah, it was called Out Chef. Um, yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what. Um, but they had three rounds on there and only had one. Um, and you know what else I would like to see? Like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I don't like the use of mushrooms. Yeah, that's gonna sound silly. I'm talking about the use of mushrooms. I don't like. I'm like, leave it alone. Um, I'm just watching this. It was only three seasons of that show. Some shows have been on. I'm trying to think of the one show. where it was not in English, right? And I think the host was that Top Chef. It was in Japanese. It was in Japan, and they brought it to the United States. Yeah, what was the name of that show? I think it was called Japanese Cooking Show Brought to America. Iron Chef. Yeah, it's a yeah, so what Iron Chef was a crazy show. Um they had a surprise ingredient, but there was this one guy that would just literally jump all over the screen. Um and it was I mean, I'm like, bring this show back. Um and like I said, was not in English. I'm trying to go to it right now, but yeah, I remember this show. And they tried to bring it back a couple years ago, but I'm like, yeah, the guy he would do like cartwheels and like he would get over dramatic about the shows. Um and the cook and they always had like weird foods too, like not like pig testicles and cow brain. And then the judge was like, yes, this is your palate is has to develop yeah, pig brain, yeah, it's gonna be a palate that I have to um develop. You right about that. But yeah, I did not think this is gonna take so briefly long. I'm trying to think about some other things about cooking shows that I don't like. Again, I watch them obsessively, but I think for me, it's like the worse it is, the more I like it. Um, I don't know why I'm like that. Of course, I love the baking ones. I like the baking competition shows where they'll have them like in teams and they have to work like they'll have like the bakers and then like a designer and they'll have to work with the designer to create like these like insane things. I'm like, yes, love those baking shows. Um, I'm trying to think the prize money I never get. Get that's there it is. So my other complaint about food competition shows or cooking competition, the prize money is never that much. But for $25,000, you can like you they done made them do all that work, fly, get a hotel, take time off their restaurant, and all you getting is $25,000. No, you get 10,000. Chopped, you get like 10,000. Well, after taxes, that's like what? Maybe $8,000, maybe. And they're going, I want to open up a restaurant. Said, not with $8,000. I mean, it's a start, but you're not getting that far. Like the prize money always infuriates me. And I'm like, you just like to compete because you couldn't even get me out of bed for unless it was 50,000. Like, we're not gonna do this today. Either you gonna give me some real money or we ain't coming. Like, nah, we not coming. Um, um, I just don't get them like all that work y'all doing. And you just getting that? And you gotta think because you know the IRS gonna get theirs first. They always are gonna get theirs first before anybody else gets theirs. So you're really competing for if the prize is 25,000, you're maybe getting 20, maybe a little less. Um, I wonder, wait a minute, there will be okay, let me guess. Okay, so after because don't I think they gotta pay okay, so hold on a second. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. Okay, so Okay, so I'm looking at NerdWallet. They got this article because I want to know how much is you're paying. The IRS considers game show winnings to be part of your taxable income. No duh. The larger the winnings, the more taxes you will potentially have to pay. No duh. The value of non-cash prizes can consider taxable income also. So they have to. If you win at least 600, you will probably get a 1099 dash MISC, which is miscellaneous tax form. Um, trying to see. Yeah, it depends on where you live. You will need to pay federal tax and state tax. So you're paying you're like, let's just, because I know CHOP takes place, I think, in New York City. So like you would have to pay federal tax, then New York tax, then turn around and pay taxes in the state that you live in. So if you won, um, um, oh, I'm trying to get the amount, but they don't have it because it depends on where you live. So if you live in a state like California, Texas, or some state, we know federal tax, that article said up to 37%. That's a big chunk of money. If you're just getting 10,000, so now they're automatically, let's say they were taking three off the top. Well, that's seven. What am I going for? Like I might as well just stay at home and tend to the restaurant. Oh, yeah. Come on, y'all. Come on with your comments here. Come on with your comments here. Because I'm not understanding what it is that they're getting out of going to these competitions and you got to pay that much in taxes. You would figure you would figure they would give them the money to pay the taxes so that they would have 10,000 left. Nope, you got to pay that. And like if you win, if there's a show you win in 50,000 or 100,000, you really gonna have to pay. You're like, oh my gosh, um, you have to pay a lot. Another thing I don't like about food competition shows, again, um, the host. You don't know who these people are. Like Like they own restaurants around the world. They're never in my city. And I know I don't live in, well, Indianapolis is metropolitan, but it's not like it's known for the hub of fancy schmancy restaurant or five-star. And I think Michelin is like the top thing to get. Like if you're a five-star Michelin restaurant, that's good. Um, I mean, I'm guessing that McDonald's doesn't fall into that category, and the fast food chain restaurants are not getting a star review. So you're talking about more of your higher end, but it's like, well, I have I have 20 restaurants, and you got time to do a show? Like, dude, go get some rest. The host always annoys me because they never cook. Unless it's like Beat Bobby Flay. Always cooks. That's the name of the show. Alex versus America. Always cooks. The show's got her name in. But some of these shows, I'm like, do they just cook or just criticize other people's cooking? Yeah, this is probably gonna be one of my shorter shows because I'm just sitting here trying to think. I know there's more things that annoy me about cooking competition shows. They show them 18,000 times. Like it's always the same five shows. They do holiday theme shows. They'll do an Easter competition show, and they'll do a Christmas competition show, and but never Thanksgiving. They'll do Easter. They'll do Hanukkah, um, Ramadan. Sometimes I ain't yet to see a Thanksgiving one. I have not yet seen that one. 4th of July is big. I don't like those theme shows because they always go for what you know. Like, give me something different. Like, and instead of barbecuing ribs, which are fantastic, pork, not beef, thank you very much. A brisket, um, lamb chops or Give me something else besides okay, we're gonna barbecue ribs and we'll sit here and watch it. And then they'll show it 18,000 times. It's like, huh. Um, I, my favorite contestants are always, and that's my other thing. The contestants, again, they try to do stuff at the last minute they've never done. They're always proud of their dish, even though they lost for some reason. Some of them I've seen argue with the judges. They're like, "Well, I only had 50 cents." I'm like, "Well, that was the whole point, to see what can you do with little or much, because sometimes it's high end." But just those are my thoughts. Guys, this show is only 37 minutes long, but I'm going to stretch this because I want to talk about tomorrow's show. So the Sunday show is back. I took a break last week because I went to see a play, and after I got home, I was like, "Oh no, not today. Not today, not today, not today, not today." I'm trying to figure out what did I do with uh hold on a second here. I'm trying to find something here and I can't find it. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about the Oscars. I'm gonna talk again about questions about the Texas Senate race that nobody's asking. Um, I'll probably talk more about um the illegal Iranian war. Um, I'm hearing um rumblings that Butch Ware was removed from the California ballot. Um, so I'm gonna get more information about that before I talk about it. But yeah, that's tomorrow's show, and then of course, you know, the Tracy show comes on Thursdays. Um, so just remember to like this podcast, share it. Please share, 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 share. Remember to support on Patreon. Let me put up my links. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it, smash it. We're so close to 500, y'all. We're right there. So please help me close that gap so we can get to 500. Um, Support me on Patreon. Contribute to my GoFundMe campaign. And remember that the after party is coming back in the month of May. I don't know which Thursday it will be, but it will always be after the episode of the Tracy Show. So, and remember, the Tracy Show is moving from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And this show, the Saturday show that you're watching, it'll probably stay at 7 o'clock, but I'll try to bring some guests in because y'all know I don't do well by myself. I always have to have somebody with me. So keep those things in mind. Thank you all for tuning in. Um, I can't think of anything else. I know I'm going to get off this podcast and be like, oh, I forgot to talk about. And you would think I would write stuff down, but then I would lose the thing that I forgot to write. Like if I would write it on a book, then I'd be looking at my book like, okay, let me just open this up and let me just open it up and turn to this page and start reading. No, I don't want to do that. Um, but I do appreciate people that support this page because I'm not always the most watchable, and that's okay. We all got our strengths, we all got our weaknesses, but I do appreciate your support. I thank you so very much. I will see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great one. Bye bye.